Hi guys, it's Carvin again. I just wanted to talk about a few things. First of all, I was going to do a video with my boyfriend, but when we did it twice, it apparently didn't save or publish or whatever. So that was frustrating. I was really mad about that. But next time he comes over, we should do another one. I just wanted to talk a little about what's been going on lately, besides school. I haven't had a lot of debates, like ethical debates with people. Like they come up to me and start talking about these kind of things. Like for instance, I posted this video that I saw somebody posted. I shared it with people saying that it was horrible because this black guy with his dog was walking and videotaping um, a crime scene, and like the policeman arrested him for not really a good reason because he wasn't really doing anything, and then the guy put the dog into the car, and the dog got out. And now this was a Rottweiler, but the dog was jumping up at the person, but instead of tasering the dog or trying to get another way of doing things, the officers decides to shoot the dog. And to me, because I try to see things like ethically, I don't think that was just. I don't think that was the right thing. Now I had a big debate about somebody with many people about it. They think differently, which is fine. I just don't think so. Because I've had a lot of training with like how to restrain dogs and stuff like that, and I know that there was a different way of doing things besides killing the dog. And so I had a big debate about that. Actually got pretty heated. I ended up deleting the person from my Facebook friends because I didn't really know him that well, and he didn't really have a right to be pushing his ideas down my throat. And then this other time, like my dad decided to give me this post about a skull that was found that kind of showed that instead of the ape theory of evolution, there could have been a one human source of people that it came from. And so me being like a sort of a creationist but also science, I thought that was really cool. Now the next day somebody comes in, and he's someone I know really fairly well, starts trying to debate with me about it, and I was just like, okay, like I'm not really going to sit there and tell you're wrong, or I'm just going to express what I think, and he can express what you think, and I'll be fine with that. So we expressed ideas, but both of these times I ended up having debates with people. I ended up being like late to class and whatever. Well, not like really late, like 2 minutes, but still. So I'm just like, I'm sorry. Anyway, but what I was really want to talk about was um, my philosophies that I've been kind of more into as I get into college and trying to figure out everything. I've came into this thing called transcendentalism, and it started off in high school a little bit. I loved it. I thought it was really cool. Now it's like become a thing that I really want to like believe and do. That's because I'm an environmental science major and professional writing minor. So I want to actually act this out and make it a thing. Transcendentalism, if you don't know what it is, it started off from the Romantics in Britain and Germany, came to America, and essentially it's the thought that nature is really good and society is bad. It's about nonconformity, and the main people that are in transcendentalism is people like Margaret Fuller and Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau. And I personally love Emerson and Thoreau, especially Thoreau. I've read a lot of his stuff. So it's really I love all of that stuff. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say it, but so they kind of started the Unitarian Christianity movement, and also the push to be a better society, a society that's more about nature and coinciding with nature instead of fighting nature, which I totally agree with wholeheartedly. Actually, without the Transcendental movement and the effect that it had on society, we probably wouldn't have had the Central Park and stuff like that. All of these rules that were set down to save national parks and stuff, that was basically from people who, environmentalists or people that were in the Unitarian movement, like with the Transcendental movement. So I totally want to continue on that. And there are actually modern day Transcendentalists. They're, I don't really see any of them around, but even though I do love like societal stuff, like gadgets and stuff like that, I realize that I don't need it, and that nature is actually a beautiful thing. Even though the other day, I was like walking up a mountain in ecology class, like just hating it. But even when I hate something, even when it's cold and horrible, it's like afterwards you want to do it again because it's just an amazing experience, even if you hate it, even if it's horrible. Like, the only time I'd probably not want to do it again is if I was starving or stranded on an island. But that knowing that no matter what happens, no matter what nature throws at you, that if you know what you're doing, you should be okay. And that it's ever-changing thing. It's not like society where you can just go inside and you got AC or whatever. So it's just really cool. And on NF Geeks forum, we're talking about different types of people in the Bible and their personality type. And I realized that maybe Peter could, I don't know, there were a lot of different people that said different things about his type. I was trying to find an ENFP in the Bible that was close, like during the New Testament. That's what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to like be against a certain type or a typist or anything. But so that's still up in the air. But we definitely know that at least Jesus is the ENFJ, and that Mary, or at least as I saw on the forums, at least the Catholic Mary is an INFP. Protestant Mary is probably what I saw was an ISFJ, which I guess would probably fit, but I think in reality that she probably was a INFP. That's just my opinion. But growing up Southern Baptist, I have a whole, like, my whole family has a whole different idea of what God is, what the Bible is and stuff. And I think that I see things a little bit differently than they do, knowing that just from my experiences and from how I think of things and the mysticalness of it. I've had a lot of mystical experiences. I won't go into all of them now, but those experiences are kind of like pushed the Transcendentalist out, and kind of like, I've always loved nature, so I've always loved those kind of things. So I mean, I would totally do what Thoreau said, to go out and build a cabin and like sit there and write. Like, I mean, I would totally do that. And he like went out and like saw these animals and like just things like that. I would do that. But instead I decided to because that push to like make a difference. I do want to, maybe my dream job is to work for National Geographic one day and write for them And so I'm still like in society, but I'm doing something to be like a interpreter between a situation, like a scientific idea or a cultural idea, and put it into layman's terms so that people can understand it, realize what's going on, and make a difference and change. And I also love writing fiction novels. So, fantasy, kind of like Lord of the Rings, kind of things. And when I was in high school, my senior project was to publish a children's book, which I did publish it technically, but I didn't like market it or anything. But I want to continue that writing, and both in the science and in the English departments. But I really want more people to start watching these things because I need more ideas on what to do videos on, and more thoughts to bounce off of. So please message, leave a comment, and ideas, and I'll definitely be open to them. Okay? Later, guys.